first step in the service learning project is to identify your cooperating teacher and select and send them the information. So in order to find that teacher, let me provide some information here on who your potential clients can be. So that cooperating teacher, it can be your previous K-12 teachers in your subject area, preferably similar grade levels that you intend to teach. So if you want to teach early elementary, pick a kindergarten first or second grade teacher, and if you'd like to teach upper elementary, pick 3 through 5. If you're teaching secondary math or any other secondary subject, make sure it's grades 8 through 12. You can go as low as 6. I think your license might even apply to 5th grade for some of you. So that would be something that you could do there. You could also contact your relatives or family friends. So if you have an aunt or an uncle who's a teacher, or your neighbor that used to live down the street that you were really close with and always went trick-or-treating with, you can make sure that you do that. Anyone that's currently teaching in a K-12 classroom. It could be a field experience cooperating teacher that you're already going to their classroom and so you have a good relationship with them. Or even another pre-service teacher, maybe someone from one of your clubs or fraternity organizations that you know that's doing their current student teaching. Again, it has to be someone that's currently in a K-12 classroom, and it has to be someone that you have a good enough relationship with that they will look over your stuff and email you back in a timely manner. So that's really important. We recommend that you work in pairs. You don't have to, but that's highly recommended just for bouncing ideas off each other and the amount of work that you're going to complete. And if you cannot find a client by week 5, you have to let us know so that we can pair you up with someone that we know that will respond to your emails quickly. So what you'll be focused on this week is you'll be thinking about a potential client, and in class then you'll find a partner. It has to be someone that's in the same subject area. So secondary math people, you can't be with early childhood. You have to find people that are in your area. Discuss clients, and again, pick the person that's going to have the strongest connection or the person that will email you back as quickly as possible. And then we're going to provide you with a template. I'm going to show you that template now. So if you go to our W200 page and under assignments, if you go to service learning, this will be the page that comes up and it has all the information on this service learning project. We have an invitation email that's right here. And this provides them with basic information about the course. You're going to want to go through this and make sure that the words relate to how you would kind of talk to this person. So if it's an aunt or uncle, you obviously are not going to say, I was asked to contact one of my favorite teachers and I thought of you. We have a link to the survey in here, and this is what the survey looks like. So the teacher will provide information about themselves and who you are, and how comfortable they feel with technology. And then they'll talk a little bit about their classroom and their school and what kind of technology resources they have. And these are the ones that are in their classroom and the ones that are in their school. And then they'll talk about the lesson that they'd like you to integrate technology into. So once they have that, this is what the form looks like afterwards. So you'll see the teacher's name and then your name as a W200 student. So this is where you'll kind of search for your name as these are coming in, because this is for all W200. It fills this in. The subject area, and it tells a little bit of information. So so for example here she says, here are all the things that I have available in my classroom. This particular teacher didn't have any barriers, but some of them do. So this is an example of one. She says, I only have 7 iPads during instructional time. I have access to another cart if needed and would love to use it, and kind of just some other information about that particular instructor. And then they say what are the objectives. So this one is the Athenians and the Spartans, showing the differences and similarities and how much time that they're dedicating to that. And talks about in the past what they've done. And so anyway, so what you'll do is you'll take this information and you will put it into your lesson plan. And so for this example here, Kayla went through and provided all of the information. She copied and pasted everything that the teacher said in here, and then went through and actually reflected on that. So, what does this mean? You want to make sure that you have very good detailed reflections. So, think about these questions very carefully and answer these questions with a lot of detail. That will really help. That will really help you kind of figure out the next part. So, the next part, talking about here, we're going to do learning objectives. So, you'll actually find a standard that will relate to the topic that they've talked about, and then you'll create the learning objectives. So, that's the first piece in the service learning lesson plan. And here is just the overview of the timeline. So, here's all of the things in this column are the things that we'll be doing. The things in the middle here are the things that you'll be doing. And the things in the far right-hand column here are the things that your cooperating teacher will be doing. So again, what we'll be doing is we're providing your introduction and kind of providing you with an overview of the topic along with the invitation. And what you'll do is you'll send an invitation to your teacher, and the teacher will fill out that survey. The survey will probably take about 15, maybe 20 minutes, depending on how much information they provide. What we'll make sure to do is we'll make sure in class to go through a project check, but you should also be looking at this link. And you can find the link on our service learning website. Let me show you again up here at the top, right under view survey results in step 2. Okay. So once you view those results, then you can start working on step 1 and step 2, which I just showed you. And you'll actually start working on that through the template. So that's the beginning. And let me show you one example, too, of a completed service learning project. So here's one of my students from last semester, Laura. And so you can see here that she has her entire lesson plan filled out. So you can look at this and other ones as examples. Again, on our service learning page, we have some student examples right here, different grade levels and different subject areas. So I encourage you to kind of check those out. So here's Laura's again. So you can look at her entire lesson plan here. And remember, it's 7 sections or 7 parts. And so each part, we will be providing feedback on those. And that will help you with the next step to actually create the product. And here is her finished product. So she did 4th grade heat and electricity as forms of energy. And so she had a warm-up activity where she designed a Kahoot game and gave them instructions on how to actually play that game. She created her own video presentation with her own PowerPoint, along with integrated activities and explanation throughout this.
Today, expand. The particles then move up in the liquid.
So she went through it, and then she also has additional web links or activities. So this is a wrap that she actually created and uploaded to YouTube. Another video explaining 2 different kinds of electronic circuits. And this was a game that helps with heat vocabulary, and finally an online circuit game that they can actually play to see what makes a circuit open and closed. And then she created a quiz at the end using Google Forms. So this is another example of what it looks like, what the final product looks like. And so I hope that this provided you with a clear overview, or at least a general picture of what it looks like. Again, the important thing to remember is the instructional project is kind of like your warm-up or your beginning, and now you're actually doing it with a teacher and getting feedback on it. Good luck with service learning, and I can't wait to see the finished products.